What's up, everyone? It's Matt Johnson, leader of the pack, coming at you. And here is what's going on in our lives right now. And this is the lesson that I'm learning from it. And last week, I had Cassidy go get her thyroid checked. And she wanted to get it checked. And so, yeah, we set up an appointment and got it checked. And the reason why we did that is because last year was kind of hard on her body. And we just wanted to make sure that she was doing okay and that everything was normal. And this is like something that's a normal procedure. So anyways, here's what happened is when she went to the doctor began to tell her how bad bodybuilding was, that she shouldn't compete because of her past, because of this and this and this, and just continued to lecture her on how unhealthy it was. And she just said, okay, cool, unhealthy, cool. So today he calls with the results, says, your thyroid is fine, like you're healthy, you're fine, you're healthy, you're fine. And what's funny is that he began to lecture her again about how unhealthy it was for her to compete. And some of the things that he said just kind of blew me away. He said things that like only athletes should be below 20% body fat for females, and that the only reason why it's okay for athletes is because they eat whole foods and they work hard. Eat whole foods and work hard. Like, she's not doing that. In fact, now I know that the doctor didn't even ask the proper questions to get down to the problem. The doctor was just assuming. Like, he wasn't willing to diagnose properly so that he could have the authority to say the things that he was saying. Sure, he might be a doctor. Sure, like, he knows these things. But he didn't know what she was doing. And that's the difference. If you don't get down to the truth, you can't properly diagnose the situation and be the solution. You can't just assume that you're the solution. If people don't tell you the problem, you can't be the solution. You can't just assume that you're going to solve the problems. And I see this all the time with coaching and leaders, and business owners even. They want to tell people all these things that are going to solve the problem. Like they even have that problem. When the majority of times you're spitting out all of these answers and all of these things that you think are going to change these people's lives. But the reality is you're not the solution because they don't have that problem. They have not told you what their problems are. But when the client, when the person who you are selling to, whatever it is telling you the problem, then you have the truth. Then you can properly diagnose and say, this is the solution to this problem. This is where you create value. This is how you create value in your relationships. This is how you create value in your business. This is how you create value even to yourself. When you can properly diagnose and ask questions to get down to the root of the problem, you can have the solution. So, where in your life are you just being an authoritative jerk and not diagnosing properly by asking the questions that you need to ask to get down to the root of the problem? Be willing to listen. Be willing to ask the questions that you need to properly diagnose in your life. And this is with your kids, with your spouse, with those who you are selling to. In any area of your life, be willing to ask the questions, to diagnose the problems properly, and rather than telling people. This is something that I have a hard time with sometimes, and I practice and I practice and I practice and I practice because I see the value in it. Because now, the thing about this doctor is we'll never use him again. Like, he will never see us again because we see how he runs, and that's just not how we do business here. So you lose him. You lose people as clients. You lose trust. You can't just be the authoritative jerk and tell people. You need to ask questions so that you can earn that spot as the authority and as the one who we can trust. You gotta earn it. So, anyways, in your life, Listen, be willing to ask questions, diagnose the problems properly in your life, and you will find that you have the solution. You can be the solution if you're willing to listen. I'm Matt Johnson, leader of the pack. I'm out.